No last second TPs.
Yes.
Gone off the table.
That. I love that right there.
And there's the thing. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. You do have the thing.
Yes.
That's being used. All right, cool. We also have Silver Fox. We have the Hulk right here. Star-Lord can be quite annoying. So I love to see if its Spider knows how to really cause some destruction, because Star-Lord, like Spider-Man, can really be a monkey's wrench and really cause a lot of irritants when you're grouped up as a team.
There we go. That's the move. And again, I'm looking at the composition coming from Lion Claw, and they were hovering over the Silver Fox, but then switched to the Invisible Woman. I like the team up of Invisible Woman with Cloak and Dagger. Again, Cloak and Dagger are going to be able to spread the heals around. But when you're going with the Bash Brothers, which is what I'm going to call them, I'm talking about Hulk and the Thing. Heavy dive, a lot of punches, heavy hitting. You're going to need a lot of heals. Silver Fox, I don't know if it's going to be able to live up to support both of those big brawlies going toe-to-toe. You need something more stable. You need Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman going to be able to lay down big hills very quickly, because that is a lot of health you have to recover for those two. They have a lot of health. But with that being said, looking on the other end, for the side of Aldine, why don't you give us a rundown on the composition going on over there?
Hey, we get Wolverine. So this is exactly what the fans want to see. Definitely that. We also have, well, I'm a fan too, so I'd love to see that. Rocket Raccoon could go ahead and cause a lot of healing, right? So I love Rocket Raccoon. Can also be very good when it comes to causing damage as well. We have Magneto, very good, and Captain America. So I like the conflict right there that you're seeing right there. Some range, but then some up close as well. And then you have my girl, Squirrel Girl. Her ult can really cause some irritation as well, can push you off point at the last second, so we'll see what happens right now. Thing doing some destruction down low, really getting at it when it comes to Wolverine. So far, Thing winning that battle.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Like, the composition coming from Aldine just looks like something I would find in a quick play match. I'll be completely honest with you. They're running the 2-2-2. They're using the staple characters here. You got Magneto, Captain America, again, Wolverine, Rocket Raccoon. These are all high percentage picks in casual play. This seems like just like a very casual composition, and I think Lion's Claw may have the edge here.
Well, Lion's Claw so far having the edge, securing point right now, getting the first little ticks of point, but obviously a very long game right now. Lion's Claw taking firm control right here. We might want to see a little bit more range, but because it looks like right now Aldine's getting range out of damage. They can't get past this barrier right here as Lion's Claw is using their advantage, having a claw on the necks of Aldine, at least early on.
Yep, and the first ult being called underway. It is going to be the ult from the Thing as they continue to push the back line. Looking to find an early pick. Not going to be able to get it, but Aldine able to find 2 picks as the ult comes out, and they should be able to secure a point with a big first push coming from the side of the Wolverines as they are making a statement early. But Lion's Claw, they're going to be the one to get the first points on the board as now the ult dump is underway.
Yeah, ult dump on its way. Aldine had the early advantage. Good response right there from Cloak and Dagger to make sure to get at it. But it looks like so far not enough. She getting happening right here. Now Lion's Claw trying to get back control of the point, and so far it looks like it. Aldine did a very good job with ult dump. I talked about Star-Lord, how much of a factor they can be in being an irritant, but right now they're getting a pack clear so far, getting them out of dodge. Great job holding on after it looked like Aldine might be able to get back after the ult dump.
All right, I'm about to hit you with a hot take. Here's my hot take.
Ooh,
we're talking about annoying, irritant characters.
Yeah.
Squirrel Girl is that character.
Oh my gosh, so much.
There's a whole separate category for Squirrel Girl. You got your Vanguard, your Duelist, your support, and then you got Irritant, which is Squirrel Girl.
Yes.
If you got a problem with Star-Lord, Star-Lord is one of my favorite DPS, one of the most consistent DPS in the game. I'm sorry, you got a problem with Star-Lord, I'm going to call it a skill issue.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, guess what? I got a skill issue right now. Right now, having an issue is Aldine. Unfortunately, they cannot get it done so far. Good job by Galena Park. The Lion's Claw going ahead and putting their claw into this one. They win the Grove.
Yep, they most certainly do. I got to tell you, I have so much experience on this map just because during this season when this map came out, I was literally just grinding. This was when I was grinding for Grandmaster at the time. And I just so many hours. So many great memories here. But also A lot of tragic ones, a lot of rage, and just straight buffoonery. But my goodness, this composition coming from Lion's Claw, I feel like has a little bit more depth into it. Like I said, you look at the Aldine Wolverines, this is a composition that I can expect to see in nearly any online match ever.
Yeah.
Whereas with Lion Claw, there's a little bit nuance here. Look, they're throwing, it's all hands. Look at the composition. It's all hands, and
all
Star-Lord.
Yeah.
It's all hands plus Star-Lord. That's it. You got Iron Fist throwing hands. Sting was throwing hands. They had the Hulk in there earlier on throwing hands. Star-Lord, again, one of the better ultimates in the game because they can specifically target the back line, and there's nothing you can do about it.
And I really like this pick to go ahead and move to Emma Frost here, getting some more range here, and more hands and more range right here. I really like that. Really enjoy that. But then you look at this. Diego switched to Magic, so we'll see if this makes a significant difference. So far, so good. Patented that otherwise here as we get into the next set of domination action. Captain America going ahead and trying to go into the back line, push way too hard right there, immediately paid for it.
Yeah, again, Cap is one of those characters that, you know, again, method to the madness. You got to be able to use them correctly.
Yeah.
Not saying that they didn't. I'm just saying at that point in time, it seems like Lion's Claw knew exactly how to counter an aggressive Captain America. They've seen that play, they've studied that play, and now they know how to counter play it. So it was a great job once again by Lion's Claw being able to take the point early and get points on the board first.
Yeah, getting points on the board first, and hopefully we don't see another move like we saw earlier where Lion's Claw not only takes hold and position of the point, but then continues to stay it as they make sure to push Aldine all the way back towards spawn point. We'll see if they can continue to make that happen. So far, so good. Invisible Woman trying to go ahead and pick off. Can't quite get any picks. Iron Fist, though, going straight into the nitty-gritty. Didn't work last time, but so far they're trying to get all team hands, and so far it's working out very good for them.
Yeah, again, it's tough. It's difficult. Like I was saying, when you're bringing in the Magneto, and as much as Captain America is my favorite superhero tied with Ghost Rider, and as much as I love Captain America, in this game, they're not going to be putting up enough damage. So if you have the Magneto, you have the extra shield, you need more damage. You could bring that in the form of a tank, but if you ask me, in my opinion, Captain America is not that answer. Captain America still, they are more of a distraction than anything.
Yeah.
So you're going to be pulling a lot of aggro, you're going to be pulling a lot of attention. However, you're not going to have the damage output you need, and neither is Magneto. So it's just a little bit lacking in the composition coming from the Aldine Wolverines, and I think we are seeing it play out live as once again the retake was stopped in its tracks by Lion Claw.
I'm not liking the cohesion here that I'm seeing from Aldine either. It doesn't look like they're pushing at a team. One thing that you have to realize, especially in competitions, is that a good group wins, right? And we saw it earlier. We did see too much of a push right there from Captain America. Punish them for it, right? Squirrel Girl going alone, solo dolo. You don't want to see that. Squirrel Girl can't survive alone. Had an opportunity there, Galaxy did, to make sure to knock off Emma Frost, but good job by support of Lion's Claw to make sure that Emma Frost, although in a danger zone, doesn't end up getting packed out. That could have been momentum for Aldine, doesn't end up going their way.
It's too much. It's really too much right now. I mean, Lion Claw, they're doing so good with the thing up front, literally hammering down the opposition. And then you got the Emma Frost. Emma Frost, there's so much muscle there. There's so much health. They have the shield. They have their diamond form, the diamond armor. They can literally take licks for days, and they have a little bit of range with them as well. Great compositions, great plays being made by Lion Claw. They take game one.
Yeah, Krakoa goes their way, and that goes domination as well. We do have Invisible Woman, as you're seeing right there. Golf claps being said right there. 19, 18, 0 deaths. I think that's a testament to the amount of cohesion that Lion's Claw had. Barely any deaths their way because they stuck together as a team. No solo pushes, and honestly, they got rewarded for it. Teamwork really does make the dream work.
It 100% does, and this is what I was saying from the get-go. I said it from jump. Like, we saw the Invisible Woman get the MVP, but the Cloak and Dagger, the Cloak and Dagger had the most heals and most assists in the game. And from Lion's Claw, and it was phenomenal because this is why it pairs so well. Because when you have a character like the Thing, they're constantly taking damage. Not a lot of shields, not a lot of armor, just a lot of health. So in order for Thing to be viable, you have to constantly refill the health bar. at the same time, you have to make sure that everyone else on the docket is being healed as well. You can't just focus on the Thing. That's why you have Invisible Woman, who is able to buff the tanks. Have Invisible Woman focus on the Emma Frost and the Thing. Give them their health back, and Cloak and Dagger spreads the heals to everyone else.
Yeah, and we got to shout out the supports, right? There were several times it looks like both Thing and also Emma Frost were pretty much in danger zones, and you saw it right there towards the end. You saw Captain America see if they can get a cheeky death off of it, right? To get a cheeky kill off of it and maybe turn momentum their way. Unfortunately, it did not work out their way. I also want to shout out the Thing, right? Last game we saw, the Thing didn't end up being used at all this last match between those two competitors. This time, we're seeing the fact that they controlled that pick and secured that pick because they're using that pick. The Thing did a great job holding down the centerpiece when it comes to the point. Now, we'll see if we end up using the Thing when I'm sure that we're probably going to go for an escort match. A little less mobility, but can still deliver a heavy punch, though.
Who?
A little less. I said a little less.
Who?
The Thing, a little less.
Are you kidding?
A little less. A little.
The Thing has... First of all, Thing has shoulder charge, and he has anti-fly abilities.
I said a little less.
A little less. I can understand that.
Little.
But don't sleep on the Thing.
Oh, no. He can still move and groove it.
He's like me. He big, but he can move.
He can big and move?
If something starts chasing me, you'll be surprised how fast I can move. I'm telling you, I'll be the last one to get caught. You're going to get tripped up thinking that I can't move. I'm going to be gone just like the Thing.
Okay.
If you take your eyes off the Thing and you're thinking, oh, he's going to be slow, he can't move, he gonna creep up behind you. Yeah, he's gonna be right there with it.
So, what would be your suggestion to counterbalance somebody like the Thing or like that composition
Wolverine,
matchup
easy.
that we saw?
Easy.
Yep. Yeah.
Easy.
But
Wolverine yoink. Wolverine yoink Thing. Backline stomp. Done.
And you know what? I think that the way in which
Aldi
used Wolverine did not work out their way because they tried the 1v1 thing. You can't do that alone. You have to have like a concerted effort in order to lure away the tank in order to make sure that you don't end up in a situation in which you're stuck alone on an island because Wolverine could put out a lot of damage but also needs a lot of heals in order to stand up in that matchup, you know?
No, I understand, but another thing with Wolverine is that, you know, kind of with their abilities is that the more health you have, the more damage they do.
Yep.
And like we were saying with the Thing, they've been banned, so they're not even in the conversation anymore. So smart ban coming from Alpine to get rid of the Thing because the Thing was an absolute menace, and especially when you have the support that was coming from the side of Lions Club. The support core was absolutely insane. Now let's take a look at this. If these picks are true, I don't think they are because I'd be surprised if we get. This is a flyer comp. Angela, Storm, Ultron, insane flyer comp. It would be fun for me.
Well, there's like 17 Angelas, so they're probably doing, you know, mysteries disguise and everything.
Angela's like the first alphabetically.
Yeah, exactly, right. Mystery disguise, obviously. But you do have a security in Gambit. So last time Gambit was banned. This time, right, we do have the Thing banned. So we have a security in Gambit, and then we have Groot. So we are going to see Groot that was banned last time, this time secured.
Yep, the Loki ban also came through. Again, it looks as though previously and now they are trying to avoid that 3 support comp because it is so dangerous. So they get rid of some of the more pseudo healers, being Loki and Gambit. However, Thing was banned this time instead of Gambit, so Gambit had been secured. So we could very well see that 3 support comp. Meanwhile, Moon Knight is banned by Lion's Claw. Big pick coming out of there, especially now since we're moving towards Convoy. Moon Knight definitely has a lot of viability, and Convoy, especially with their ultimate, they're able to clear point very, very quickly, and they're pretty devastating to the back line if they are able to get an Onk out. So again, pretty good ban, I would say. I like the Moon Knight ban.
And I do love the Invisible Woman ban. We saw Invisible Woman be an MVP
huge.
When he talked about the fact that they provide so much healing, right? Obviously, I think that Invisible Woman's best point to shine, really, when you look at her ult, really is a map like a domination map, but Convoy can come through just as much when you talk about that healing factor, right? We'll see, though, they end up securing Doctor Strange. The last time, Doctor Strange was banned. This time, we are going to see more strange things happening. Maybe we do see that last second security, especially for a late escort push if they end up getting team wiped towards the end. Cloak and Dagger also secured as well.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a I really don't know how this is going to go because they ban Invisible Woman on one hand and then they secure Cloak and Dagger on the other.
Yep.
Again, those those are the big bad blondies right there. You got to watch out for them on the back line. Those are like some of your two main supports there. You still got the Luna Snow, which Luna Snow is, again, having a little bit of a lower pick rate. But again, that's such big burst healing. So, again, this is going to be really interesting. This is a big shakeup on the support core as we continue on.
No Iron Fist either, though. That's very interesting.
And I'm trying to see, what was that ban?
Iron Fist.